You want to take a look at this flamethrower?
I would love to see the flamethrower.
Like look at how it actually works and stuff.
Yeah, let's shoot the flamethrower. I think before we blow our ace in the hole, Kyle, we should be negotiating points here.
Negotiating points. Like how many
Negotiating points.
The flamethrower.
Yeah.
You get a point for flamethrower.
This thing's pretty cool. I'm gonna go through like how to load it and show it and everything. It's kind of neat. I'm gonna put my protective suit on.
Ghostbuster suit on.
It's a protective fire retardant suit. It says fire. I want a suit that's instead of fire retardant, it just says fire retard on the back.
I wonder what that guy was thinking when he was designing the flamethrower. You know, it's got to be like a military project. It'd be like,
there's people over there that I wish to throw flame upon, but I want to be here.
Link it up, link the bit. It's like a minute and 6
That's George
seconds
Carlin.
long.
I know. I've seen the bit.
It's George Carlin.
But I'm just thinking, like, I'm talking about the actual on the moral level. Like, I'm creating a weapon designed to burn people alive in bunkers.
You could say that about a lot of weapons. I mean, not specifically burn in bunkers, but a lot of, like, you make a weapon and I guess you just hope that there's more good than bad that comes from it. But I mean, every explosive, every atom bomb.
I'm gonna burn those Nazis in those bunkers that keep murdering all of my friends.
Right.
Yeah, all those spider holes.
Why is your Ghostbusters suit fire retardant?
It's not fire retardant.
It's
he
not.
just wears it.
He just said that.
I actually have a fire retardant coverall, and like it's a lot thicker than that.
No, that's just a
course it is.
Ghostbusters uniform.
It's more of a costume, really.
It's that'll melt to his skin.
Yeah, I'm like your fire retardant says Spangler on the side. I'm like, that's not right.
So is that a onesie, Kyle? Because if anything, you're making it easier to burn alive with a flammable onesie.
This is more about protecting my clothing from that gasoline smell than anything, really. Like, there's no safety to be had from this. Also, I like the idea of being a Ghostbuster, and if there's anything in the real world that's close to a proton pack, it's a fucking flamethrower.
Taylor?
Right.
Can I hang up on you and have you call back? And call you back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Well.
All right.
That's a thing.
All right.
It's,
not gonna fiddle with it.
It didn't fix it yet.
I'm just be so great if he like just flamed his laptop.
Give it a minute or two.
That should be worth 5 points, right?
Taylor, what can you see?
I can see all three of you, not Wings.
Okay.
Interesting.
I see Wings, so... Wings, would you allow Taylor to see?
Wings, I'm starting to get a little peeved.
I'm going to drop the camera and bring it back.
No, you weren't!
No, you don't need to!
Oh, no! It should be...
What?
We're dropping like flies over here.
What?
Wings turned his camera off and on, and now we don't have Wings either.
Oh, well, you should restart the call, maybe.
We just did that, but are you all set up with your flames?
Yeah,
Let's walk us through what the pieces are of that. I want to see this.
Wings, I'm going to hang up on you and call back. Or, I'll just do it.
What was that?
Sounds safe.
A little excess pressure.
Yeah,
there you
it's
go.
no big deal with flames.
So, is Wings back?
Yeah.
Turn.
All right, so this thing, it was a little, at first I didn't know how it worked, but here's how it works. So you screw the valve off, fill it up with gasoline or diesel fuel or a mixture of both or really anything. Not anything. I've been experimenting with some other things, but they recommend only gasoline or diesel. Yeah, I'm looking into ways to make the flames different colors, but
diesel would be smoky.
She's food colored.
Diesel is more smoky. So you fill it up, put the valve back on, and I've got this 20-ounce CO2 cartridge here that's refillable, and it's got a standard coiled remote like you might see in paintball.
Yeah, brought to you by Action Village Paintball, everybody.
Key Action Sports. And and for the igniter on the end, well, first of all, this is just a pressure washer wand. That's what this is. This is a pressure washer one, and this is just a standard
barbecue grill sparker.
Yeah, it's like
I knew that looked familiar. That looks like something when you drive up and do like the manual car wash. That's what you pull off the wall, and you're shooting flames out of it.
Yeah. So the thing that powers this
Am I the only one think we probably shouldn't tell people how this works?
I'm advertising for these people. They sell them. This was
Oh.
$1,600. I've got a propane cylinder taped onto the side here because it's bigger than the one they normally recommend, and so that powers the flame on the end. Now to pressurize the tank, which is the fun part. Make sure the trigger isn't pulled or anything. Put the safety on.
Trigger discipline.
Yeah. So, if you remember, I say this every time someone new is watching me do it, but if you've ever seen that scene in Ghostbusters when they get into the elevator and they're like, oh, you know, nothing to be worried about. Just each of us has an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on our back. They finally turn it on for the first time and the thing goes, shoo! And they all like back away from the guy whose proton pack is on. Listen to this. Make sure I got everything connected. This needs to be open. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, looking at the gauge go up.
It's pressurizing.
So
where
now,
are you going to shoot this?
right
OSHA
here,
would be
Right
very
behind him.
unhappy with you.
right fucking here.
Yeah.
So now all that gasoline in there, about 3 or 4 gallons, 3 gallons, is pressurized at. It says only 200 psi, but I think once I start shooting, it'll go up. Just watch the gauge. Let's see.
I'm going to be watching the
Hey,
flight.
Kyle,
Watch the
are you about to shoot? So please wait. I want to mess with the video and give you more of a center stage.
Okay.
Yeah, watch the gauge while I shoot.
Do you have a
flames.
target to shoot at, or are you just going to kind of
I don't
roast
have
the air?
I think I'll just roast the air. I don't know what else to shoot, really.
Looks like there's a lot of dry leaves
Grab
around.
one of Kitty's like TV dinners and throw it out there.
It's
Probably
kind of
not.
mean. Yeah, that's kind of...
Maybe a
While
dog.
you get the picture sorted, I'm going to grab a target. I know there's a thing nearby. Hang on.
dog.
I was going to shoot those balloons, but that wouldn't work.
Yeah, there has to be something that he can burn
So he just
nearby.
sprayed a bunch of gasoline on the ground over there. I wonder if any of it trickled over to what's off camera to the right.
The cars.
Yeah,
This could be a phenomenal
little-
little clip.
it's a little close to the cars. Just
It is.
saying, you're about to throw some napalm and gasoline everywhere.
If it shoots 50 feet, it's going to get that whole swath of grass on fire, isn't it? Just burn that whole section of the yard?
Yeah, but he'll put it out.
Oh,
All right.
hopefully.
I
I
heard
said
that.
get a dog, and he,
Oh, you found a
he
target.
got a dog.
Taylor, I'm going to quickly hang up on you and bring you back while we're waiting on Kyle. See if that helps.
Listen to those birds chirp.
Yeah, little
Beautiful.
they know they're about to be chicken wings.
They're gonna fry. Beautiful.
Remember that time you shit on my car? Got something for your ass now.
All right.
You definitely have the right video chosen, Taylor. Like, could it
Yeah.
have changed to some other device?
No, I checked that. I only use my webcam. It's my
a
only
connection
device that I
thing.
have.
So you went to Tools, Options, Video Settings, and you saw yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Tools, options, video settings. It shows exactly what I'm seeing. Play like on my screen, I can see myself.
All right, I put myself on here twice, and I think it's working.
My last idea is to, when Kyle is done, is to restart the call, and Woody, don't answer with your video this time. Try that.
So when you go to webcam settings, is there anything in there that's interesting? This would be Tools, Options, Video Settings, Webcam Settings.
Yeah, I'm in there right now. No.
Definitely have the at the top of the thing. Do you see your own image? Do you see yourself?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see myself.
Well, then it may come over
It's
time.
totally connection based.
Yeah.
My connection says it's fine, but
I
who knows?
didn't say it was you. Like I said, Woody wasn't
Oh.
showing up for anyone before. That's why I said if we wanted to try it and the call, Woody, don't answer with video.
Don't cross the streams.
That's
All
what
right,
I would
Kyle.
try.
Give him hell.
Kyle, it's ready.
Ready
Whenever you're ready.
So,
Nice.
Put it on.
It's shooting pretty much all the way to that target. It's pretty far.
I don't see
The target's not in
target.
frame.
Oh, well, that's a shame. I need to fix that.
If you line yourself up with that tree, Kyle, just put it in front of that tree to the.
Left.
That's yeah.
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 All right. Give me a second
What
here.
is the target?
I have a target set up. You just can't see it. I'm going to fix that.
Oh, all right.
It's gonna move the target.
Yeah, this. I know that he's an expert with this stuff, but it just seems like
Really?
a bad
Expert?
idea in every way.
Expert.
Oh, well, I mean, I just assume
He's
an
willing
expert
to
with
do
every
the
kind of
things.
weapon, but it seems dangerous.
He's poured over the data. He knows.
poured over the
This
data,
guy is-
aka four
Does he look
YouTube
like an
clips.
expert to you?
He's wearing a totally flammable costume.
He's
right
dressed
now.
like a Ghostbuster dragging mannequins around.
Wanted to burn something and get your guys feeling
He's
some
got a
Halloween costume this
propane
year.
tank taped onto his rig because it's bigger than what they recommend. Expert.
You know what? Yeah, you're convinced.
Look at that cinder block just fall
He's
off.
so not an
More
expert.
like
I don't know what his target is. I see a
a
cinder
lunatic.
block and like a piece of metal piping.
So there's a trash can and a cinder block. I'm sure that's to hold up the
And then
zombie.
there's
And a mannequin. There we go.
Yeah.
the mannequin on top. Mannequin appears to have more protection than Kyle.
A little
That's
bit.
good.
Now, just imagine how much brass balls you'd have to run into enemy Japanese soldiers wearing something like that on your back.
Well, they had real. They didn't wear Ghostbuster suits.
Well, understand that. They didn't wear much better, though.
Well, oh, what are you talking about? The uniforms?
We're talking about, like, just imagine how much brass balls you'd have to run into, like, Japanese fire with one of those on your back.
Get him.
Is that getting him?
Spray him first.
Is he aflame?
Yeah, Kyle,
No.
do the thing where you shoot gas in the
Spray 'em.
air.
Yeah.
Oh, watch this. Yeah.
Isn't that what they explicitly tell you not to do when you're like lighting those axe cans on fire?
Yeah, we got the grass on
Don't start
fire.
spraying before you light it because it can go back into the can. Except this
No,
is like
that's not how that works. That's bullshit.
Oh, are you sure?
It's bullshit.
There's something on the news every year about
Yeah,
some
sure,
idiot who
that's-
did it.
That's all bullshit.
Yeah, well, he would know.
Gotta put the glasses. Oh, he's gonna wear it. Okay.
A nice overcast day, perfect for glasses
Is
and a
that taped
Ghostbuster
on
suit.
propane tank right there? Looking real expert like right there.
Yeah, it's
Totally,
just
totally
yeah. For
safe.
those of you who can't see it, the back part
It's
is held.
actually not,
Something just
not
fell
that
off
heavy.
the back.
He
to the
totally
back right.
fell off.
Yeah, something fell off, and the tank is held together with. what
Oh,
looks
come
like
on,
the
he's
back
out of
part the
frame.
gold
I
duct.
hope nothing bad happens. I
Yes.
don't know what fell off.
Burn him. You know, it was a joke earlier, but the dummy is more fire retardant than
It is.
Kyle would be right now.
Kyle is really
Jesus,
fun
Look at that.
on the
Yes.
internet, but he is that neighbor that no one wants.
Look at this. He's
Hey,
just spraying the gas onto the semi on fire
It's
dummy.
like, hey, Taylor, see you got you a new car.
Yeah,
Oh.
Flamethrower.
can you imagine realtors having to like do the neighbor's house trying to sell it? Just ignore those flames. The neighbor's a bit eccentric. Wearing a Ghostbuster uniform with a flamethrower? Yes, you just have to get used to
I
that.
wish I had cool ass neighbors like this, so I could just sit on my porch and watch somebody flamethrower something in their yard.
I prefer
Yeah, but
an
this is-
uncle. I don't want a neighbor like him. Just a guy I could come visit. A friend
It's kind of-
actually works.
That's like thinking like, that'd be so cool to hang out with these It's Always Sunny crew in real
Right.
life. No, it would. Like, it would be awful. They're mean people. But it's
That would be so
fun.
scary to see in real life.
Distance. Yeah. We should tell him that something. No, let's not tell him.
It
that
didn't
something
work.
else.
Do it again.
I don't want him to get hurt.
We lost your camera there, Kyle. Oh, tell him that as soon as he gets
good,
on.
yeah.
Tell him that we lost the camera as soon as he
Yeah.
started shooting.
Go ahead.
Just to see his response. Okay.
You look tanner. Look at him.
Yeah, but I hate the way that shit like numbs your face.
Kyle.
Yeah.
We saw the first burst towards the doll, and then your camera went out. Can you see us?
You're kidding, right?
No. Can you do it again? We
You're
can't
fucking
see
with
what
me. I
you're
can
doing.
tell you're all fucking with me because Chiz is bad at pretending. And so is Woody.
God damn it, you guys. Selling me down the river. You
Fucking
do
dead
look like
face right here.
you're fresh. Have you ever seen those people get chemical peels? And then they look like they died 3 days ago for a couple days?
I'm wondering how hot that shit is. That's gotta be hot. Like,
I don't know, 1,000 degrees.
so I used to stand at the edge of something that's 1,500 degrees Celsius, and my face didn't turn red like that.
Yeah, it's not as bad as vinegar. That'll really fuck you.
Dude,
We're all
motherfucker,
tipsy turvy.
if you don't want to believe my ass, go get you a fucking glass of vinegar right now, and let's see how man up you are.
Vinegar.
Not only do I not have that like easily in arm's
But-
reach, but
hey,
like I don't know what you.
You
know
live in the
this.
fucking South, Chiz. How do you not have vinegar in the house?
Yeah.
Why would you have vinegar? What are you cooking?
What are you gonna put on your fucking rice and lima beans?
Lima beans.
We're just
butter
gonna,
beans, butter
we're just
beans.
gonna
Rice
stop
and
right
lima
there.
beans. That
We're
sounds
just-
like what they would serve at a nursing home.
We're just gonna stop right there. Awful. No vinegar. Nobody has vinegar.
Kyle, your mic is off.
Jiggle it.
Burn it.
There.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Did you see when I was like spraying the gasoline and the fire was all twinkly and
The coolest part was when you put it on
That's
at the
cool.
full blast right at the end.
very hot when you do that. That's when I got burnt. Yeah, I felt it. The second it happened, I felt it. Like that wasn't. I didn't turn red because of everything I just did. I turned red because of one like 2-second mistake I made where I walked so that the wind was blowing it back at me. That's when
You really do look like you just finished like a half marathon.
You look like a
your face is
firefighter
so
just coming
good.
out of a fire.
You look
Really,
better
really-
than you did a minute and a half ago, though. Like it's
Yeah, it's going away. I can feel it going away. It's not burn. It's just like it's burned a little, I guess.
You're a little burnt.
I'm,
Did you have
uh,
your face out here?
irritated.
I'm not
You were
sweating
kissed.
at all. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. Oh, check this out though. This is the cylinder.
Ah, neat. It was not so hot.
Can you grab it with your hand?
Very cold.
Oh yeah.
So he's holding up the propane cylinder, and it is covered with frost.
It's
Put that on your
CO2.
face
Oh,
to help
CO2.
the cooling.
Ah.
That's what they did in the Great War.
It's kind of like one of those canned airs where you turn it upside down and it gets really fucking cold.
Yeah. Well, I can see why that is
Come on.
maybe a once a week fun endeavor instead of 2 p.m. my daily flamethrower.
Let
You a bandit.
Let me ask you this question. I'm a kind of a
points
stick-
for
I'm
smoking
kind of
a
a
bandit.
stickler for safety. You know me, my reputation, fuck gun safety and all.
Uh-huh.
But, like, I would have wore a face shield. I would have went out
Yeah.
and got like a $5-6 face shield and using something like that.
I mean, like one of those plastic clear ones that goes over
Yeah.
your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to see my face then.
you don't need to
And
see your
that's
face.
the moneymaker.
The flamethrower is the moneymaker.
So
Wow.
I
You just really cut him deep when you said that right there.
if
Words
I were,
hurt.
if I were doing it like by myself, I'd probably wear a motorcycle helmet because that would keep the heat off of all of this. But I'm doing it on camera. I won't be a pussy
Motorcycle
about
helmet
it.
has like that flame stuff inside of it, like that Velcro crap.
The
I mean,
flame
there's-
stuff.
I think those things are fire
They're
retardant.
padded on the inside.
Oh. Yeah.
But it's
There's a
really
piece-
really fucking it's really hot, if you go where the wind is blowing it back at you. But no, it's not dangerous at all if you ask me. Like my dad was watching me do it and he was just like, one mistake and it's all over. And it was like, well, yeah, one
I think it's more
serious-
dangerous than you're giving it credit.
Well, I mean, describe the where could it fail at? What could go wrong here? Because I don't see it.
anywhere from the
A nice
giant
couldn't
blow in
compressed
and blow
gasoline
blow
to
the
the flame.
gasoline fuse
One at a
flames
time.
on top of you.
What could possibly go wrong? Everyone's like, like there's more than one thing.
I look at this thing and I just don't see any failure point. So the gasoline's the fire's never gonna go back in. That's just not how.
That's
fire
my
works.
fear. And so, all right, you say it's not how fire works, but like the things that go wrong happen like one time in 1,000, one time in 1,000,000. That like there's enough oxygen to sustain a fire to get into a compressed cylinder, and now you've got like vapors that can blow and kaboom.
There,
You have a
the
cylinder
valve-
under pressure. That right there by itself is dangerous.
I mean, oh well.
Here's the way it works. Even if somehow the fire made it back into the cylinder, nothing would happen. Second of all, there's a lot of safety. I know on spray paint cans in particular, the way they're made, the siphon system or whatever is made specifically so. That's one of the things that's kept in mind. There's just no way that this gasoline going under pressure outward that the fire is ever going to make it back in, because the liquid gasoline is just not going to ignite. It only ignites when it's vaporized just right. The fire doesn't start until about this far out of the barrel of this thing.
I
And
don't think it's going to explode.
I'm not worried
Like,
about the
you-
fire going back into the cylinder.
fire
I'm
will
more
never
worried
go
about
back.
like somebody dropped the cylinder, knocked it over, it has like a hairline crack on it somewhere.
all
I mean,
right, so
that's the kind of shit that would go wrong with
Or the
that.
others, the other thing, I'm sorry, I just want to jump in. Like, what if you run out of pressure while you're using it, right? And now you have a situation where there used to be pressurized gas shooting out of the thing,
Still
and now
doesn't
you
matter.
don't.
I have that
Now you
situation
just have
right here, right now.
gas and vapors.
Well, aside from all of the difficulty
That's
and
the situation
potential,
right now. There's no.
the biggest danger is that you'll light yourself on fire because you're not wearing a flame retardant suit. Like, all it takes, like you said, is just wind. If it blows back, you get a gust. You're going to be wreathed in
What Kyle's
flame.
doing right now is how most accidents happen. By the way, I'm just pointing this out to people.
Just won't. It won't even do it. Like once it's. Okay, so for one thing, with that, I never will run out of pressure. Now that I think about it, that just won't happen, because I've got more pressure than I do fuel all the time. But
Why?
even if it,
Because the
That's
tank's
just-
bigger.
because the tank's bigger.
Well, that
than-
presumes that they both start at full, right? What if you're trying to get like that one more tank out of the pressure, and you refill the gas?
I can imagine
and-
that scenario, but still, it won't do that. It just won't. It's just not how. Like you could have a hose. Do this as an experiment. Siphon gas. You could put a 5-gallon thing of gasoline, run a garden hose on it. You know, a big garden hose, not a pressure nozzle, a garden hose this big. Have the gasoline siphoning out of it, and light the end of it. It will not like find its way up through that garden hose and then go into the container, ever. It
This
just won't
reminds
happen.
me, like so in
The
my
hardware doesn't seem that bad. It's just like you need a fireproof suit. Like, you look
Why?
at your face now, because just a little gust of wind could light you on fire.
No, it couldn't. It just
But
couldn't, because
it
what
is
you're
fire.
seeing in front of me is if the wind blew it right back, it wouldn't blow liquid fuel right back. It's blowing the heat right back at me. It's
Right.
like,
Kyle's correct on this.
I love your flamethrower, and I can't wait to get mine. So this is not me knocking it or anything. I think it's awesome, and I bet it's mostly safe-ish. But it kind of reminds me of I own Woodycraft, and people tried to hack. If you have a record of 10,001, right? 10,000 wins, 10,000 people who failed to hack you, and one who succeeds, you fucked up, right? Like every day someone knocks on the door, runs automated scans, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you know, you're like, hey, yeah, we're 10,001. Not good. That's kind of how I feel about the safety record of a flamethrower. Like, oh yeah, that'll never happen. That'll never happen. This will be cool. Gusts of wind on a problem. This and that. But you know, and if you use it 10,000 times and get hurt badly once, sucks.
Well, what I'm saying is you have to come up with a scenario in which a thing could go bad. The only one I can see would be if I drop it and the valve where the hose connects to the bottom of the tank, if that were sheared off, if it fell at an angle so that it could be.
What would happen in that situation?
It would shoot gas out in a hurry, I guess.
If that were to be sheared off, then I can only imagine this thing would dump all of its contents under high pressure.
And throw you into the trees.
And all
No,
the fumes.
not at all.
No,
That-
but
it
it would
wouldn't
create a
move me.
big gas cloud nearby.
They'd shoot
Yeah.
out my ass down here, and I guess there's the but still, I don't know how that hurts.
What if
me.
someone's smoking nearby?
You'd have to do something very silly, like direct the flame over to the gas shooting
like,
out your
and
butt.
I don't even think my ass would become a flamethrower. I think it would just dump the fuel real quick, and there'd be a gassy spot over here. Then I would feel comfortable turning around and shooting with a flamethrower. Like, gas on the ground is just not dangerous. It's got to be in a vapor cloud to hurt you. I
Gas
just
on the
have no-
ground's kind of dangerous. I mean, it doesn't explode, but it catches on fire. Okay, so I've started a lot of fires using gas as the primer, and you know, first 20 seconds of my fires are 20 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
That's gas on the ground.
Or you get
But it's-
rednecks at the river that don't
yeah,
take the time to let it settle.
You're half right and half wrong, because you can, if you could, it's the vapors that catch on fire, right? So if you just take the liquid gas and do what he did with the butane with the torch a minute ago, you can't light the liquid on fire. That doesn't burn off.
The
fumes
liquid will
burn
burn.
off.
Liquid
That's the other thing
burns.
people don't understand. Like, if I had an open vessel, like at the top of this were open and it was full of gasoline, I would have no fear of taking a lighter and lighting it, because it would just burn like a candle. It
Right.
wouldn't explode, because
Mhm.
this is
It's burning
gasoline.
with
We pump
fumes.
50 gallons of it into our vehicles every day, and everybody's driving around with tens of gallons of it at high speed. It's not that volatile when it comes down to it. You've
The
got
f-
to get into a vapor for it to be dangerous.
So,
And, like,
but first of all, what? Chase got something wrong. The gas lights on fire. Like don't
Liquid
make
gasoline
liquid gas lights on fire. If you drop a match into liquid gasoline or somehow are able to light it from the bottom, gas lights. Diesel doesn't. I think if you drop a match in diesel, the match will go out.
To get diesel to burn, you have to help it get started a little bit. Like
Yeah.
you gotta get like a blow. Like I've put diesel on like I don't know, garbage, cardboard, plywood and stuff, and then get a blowtorch and kind of put it on wood that normally wouldn't ignite, but the diesel will ignite. It's just, it's I don't know.
Then
It's
would it be
not
safer
like
to use
gasoline,
diesel in the flamethrower?
there was a little diesel in there. That was mostly gasoline though. There was some water in that gasoline too. I could tell. That's why I wasn't shooting as far.
But yeah, gas will light.
Well, that was really neat. Yeah, that was you're still pretty red, but it is fading. Now it's gotten to more of like a, Kyle spent 3 days in Malibu look, less like a severe injury.
Yeah, that's my new favorite toy. I really enjoy that thing. I'm getting the XM42. That's the little ones. Those should be here tomorrow. Actually, I'll have those. I'm going to a gun shoot, so I think I'm going to take them with me.
Yeah, that's really neat. Goes well with your shirt. Second Amendment, 1791. Doesn't go well with the Ghostbuster suit, but
No.
50%.
It kind of
I think
goes.
it does. I feel like
Yeah.
a Ghostbuster.
No,
when
the
I'm
look
wearing
is
that
good.
thing.
It's just it worries.
Yeah.
Like that whole time, I was stressed out that this podcast would end with you just screaming in the background on fire. Just remember
Oh,
to
so I-
subscribe.
But think